What is going on, Commanders? Yours truly here with another Girls Frontline 2 guide. Today we're going to be covering Military Simulation, which is the main PvP mode for this game. Military Simulation has been pretty stagnant since global release, but with the release of Klukai, for better or worse, she is such a god tier doll that this game mode has been warped entirely around her. She is the meta. This means that it is easier now than ever to get the 20 wins needed to get the rewards every reset, but it also means you have to seriously change your game plan if you want to survive on defense. This guide is for anyone who wants to know more about this game mode, be it a free-to-play player who wants to beat whales, a whale wanting to know their best chance at defense, or how to just get their 20 wins as quickly as possible and be done for the reset. I'll be explaining how PvP will work with the most important dupes of Klukai for this mode, as well as go over the 3 different setups people will use 99.9% of the time. To start things off, let's start with the do not do this part, which is group up your dolls on defense. Klukai in PvP is not used the same as in any other game mode because her scary move is not her ultimate, but her AoE skill. This has the ability to wipe any unit in the game at V1, and if you're V0, you're still totally fine and will be able to still nuke their entire team except maybe the top 0.1% of players. But at V1, nothing will be able to take the first hit. If they are clumped up, I'd recommend using Cheetah to buff V0 Klukai just in case the one-shot is impossible for some reason. So yeah, don't clump your dolls together, unless you're okay with getting the Klukai one-shot treatment. The second setup you will be seeing a lot is the 2-2 setup, where the Ice team will be present on one side and the Klukai team will be on the other side of the map. You will always want to target their Klukai first, so most of the time what ends up happening is you have to deal with their Ice team. And if they are a whale, it can be a little bit troublesome sometimes if you are a light spender, but should still be perfectly manageable. The third and best setup is the 1-1-1-1 setup, which makes it so you will have 3 units after the first turn. Unless they have V5 Klukai, which makes the skill have the area of effect size of a baseball field, and there's really nothing you can do about that, you're just kind of cooked. But if they have V1, they're not going to be able to target 2 units at the same time, which is the best we can do at the moment. Now, since the 1-1-1-1 setup is the best, with Macchiato, Suomi, and Klukai being pretty much mandatory for optimal PvP, it begs the question, who is the best 4th unit to use? Well, there's 4 choices in my book, with an honorable mention at the end for who is actually first if you are a true King Giga Chad that has that doll at V6. But it's all going to come down to preference. So the 4th doll that is an extremely strong choice, and the first one I'm going to mention, is Dushev Naya, since she is the Frost team support. And if 3 units will survive after the main attacker's first turn, that means the entire Frost team will be kicking. The problem with this though is that there is no way to punish Klukai for moving up so recklessly to disrespect your Klukai. And this is most likely the best option though if you have a V6 Dushi Wushi, and the less dupes you have of her, the more options it opens up for these other dolls to shine. The second choice is actually AK Alpha, which sounds strange, but she is the only DPS who can take out Klukai on turn 1 on defense, since Macchiato will use her ult, QJ uses her ult, and none of these really do damage. The only problem with this option is that they see you trying to do this, they can counter with Macchiato defense, and that'll possibly one-shot your AK Alpha, but she is more durable than Diane, so she is the best option to be doing this for. So this defense doesn't work all the time, but it is a good option if you have a really strong AK Alpha. The third option I'm going to mention is Mosin Nagant, as her huge range will allow her to target Klukai and will lock her into paralysis, so she will not be able to follow up with another attack on turn 2 and give your AI driven dolls the power to maybe overcome with this one turn of paralysis. The last option I would recommend would be Sabrina, but she has sort of fallen off in military simulation due to the fact that her taunt is no longer as powerful due to how spread out everyone is now. But since of the spread, her ultimate being global makes it even stronger. And lastly, I'm going to give an honorable mention to Ulrid, as if you have a whale version of this unit, she will most likely be the best unit. But if you are a Giga Chad with V6 Ulrid, I didn't have to tell you that, King. Go get those W's. But seriously, I hope this guide helps you out, and let me know in the comments if you think I missed anything. True Evil over and out.